Once upon a time, there was a king and a queen who dreamed every day of having a child. "Oh, if only we had a baby," they would say. But alas, time passed, and still no baby in sight. Until one day, while the queen was taking a bath, a frog suddenly jumped out of the water and said with a big smile, "Don't worry any more. Before the year is over, you will have a little girl." And just like magic, the frog's predictions came through. The queen gave birth to a beautiful baby girl, so beautiful that the king was overjoyed. To celebrate this happy event, he decided to throw a huge party. He invited all their friends, family, and even the fairies of the kingdom to give the blessings to the princess. But there was a small problem. There were 13 fairies in the kingdom, and the king only had 12 golden plates, so one of the fairies wasn't invited. The party was splendid. The fairies, one by one, gave the princess incredible gifts. One gave her beauty, another kindness, a third gave her grace, and so on. But suddenly the 13th fairy, the one who hadn't been invited, stormed into the hall. She was furious. Without saying a word to anyone, she cast a terrible curse. "When the princess turns 15, she will prick her finger on the spindle and fall dead." Everyone was frozen with fear. Luckily, the 12th fairy, who hadn't yet given her blessing, stepped forward. She couldn't undo the curse, but she could soften it. "The princess won't die," she said. "She will only fall into a deep sleep, but for 100 years. Terrified that this curse might come through, the king ordered that every spindle in the kingdom be burned. Despite this, the princess grew up, becoming more beautiful, kinder, and more loved by all with each passing day. The day of her 15th birthday finally came. The king and queen were away, leaving their daughter alone in the castle. Curious and full of energy, the princess explored every corner of the castle. She climbed up to an old tower she had never visited before. At the top, she found a small door with a rusty key. She turned the key and opened the door, discovering an old woman sitting inside, spinning wool. "Hello, grandmother," said the princess. "What are you doing?" "I am spinning, my dear," replied the old woman with a smile. "Oh, that looks fun. Can I try?" asked the princess. Without hesitation, she took the spindle in her hands and pricked her finger. In an instant, she fell into a deep sleep, and this sleep spread throughout the entire castle. The king, queen, servants, and even the animals all fell asleep. Even the fire in the earth went out, and outside a giant forest of thorns began to grow round the castle, hiding it completely. Years passed, and soon no one remembered the castle's existence. But a legend remained, the story of Sleeping Beauty, a princess who had been asleep for 100 years. Many brave princes tried to pass through the thorny forest to wake her, but none succeeded. Until one day, a young prince, curious and brave, arrived in the kingdom. After hearing the tale of Sleeping Beauty, he decided to try his luck. As he approached the castle, the thorns magically turned into flowers and parted, allowing him to pass. The prince entered the silent castle, where everyone was still fast asleep. He climbed up to the tower, opened the door to the small room, and there he saw Sleeping Beauty, so beautiful that he couldn't look away. Without thinking, he leaned down and gave her a gentle kiss. At that very moment, the princess opened her eyes and smiled. The entire castle woke up, the king, the queen, the horses, the dogs, even the fire in the fireplace lit up again. The prince and Sleeping Beauty were married in great joy, and they lived happily ever after. And, of course, no one ever pricked the finger on a spindle again.